Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you are all having a great day. It is incredible how life works out. We were just talking about IOTA yesterday in the live stream, and without further ado, let's jump right into it. The automobile industry and the cryptocurrency world are set to embrace each other following the recent partnership between Jaguar, Land Rover, and IOTA. The latest automobile manufacturer, the largest automobile manufacturer in the United Kingdom, began testing software that will allow its drivers to earn IOTA, or IOTA the token, while sharing their driver data. According to Reuters, IOTA will develop smart wallet technology integrated on Jaguar's cars. Data pertaining to traffic congestion or potholes will be automatically reported to stakeholders like navigation providers and local law enforcement, and the drivers will be rewarded with the cryptocurrency. Participation in the ride-sharing program will also be rewarded, added the report. The IOTA coins will be used to pay for tolls, parking, and charging electric cars. The partnership will further the zero emission, zero accidents, and zero congestion goal, Reuters was told. Currently, only the Jaguar F-Pace and Range Rover Velar have been upgraded with the smart wallet feature. Despite the Tata Motors subsidiary testing integration, no timetable for commercial release has been announced by the company. Dominic Sheena, co-founder and co-chairman of IOTA, told Reuters, IOTA wants to enable interoperability with all the different players, so there is no Jaguar coin, no BMW coin, but one universal token for this machine economy, end quote. First of all, we were just talking about IOTA, and that's insane because I was saying before how for some reason during the course of 2018, IOTA had managed to partner with it was over 15 different companies, and they made sure they were focusing. This is why I think this is also very interesting. They were focusing almost exclusively on European companies, and I thought that was actually kind of genius because every other cryptocurrency company was looking to expand in Asia. Some of them were looking more for like South America, and a lot of them were obviously focused on North America, but very, very few were talking about any partnerships that they had within the European region, anywhere within that area. And IOTA kept on having these partnerships with people who were making fridges, making escalators, making cars, whatever the case might be. But every single time that there was a partnership, the partnership was always, we like the use of their Tangle. We are going to be using their Tangle. It was never information about them actually using the IOTA. I'll just call it IOTA, the IOTA token. And then lo and behold, the next day, we now have confirmation that IOTA has partnered with Jaguar, which is absolutely completely insane. And the fact that they mentioned that they're going to be using the token and that we know that the token is going to have different purposes, especially being able to pay for tolls, parking, and charging the actual cars themselves, which tells me that at some point, you would have to also have some type of an integration of IOTA with the actual tolls themselves. Like you can't drive by a toll and be like, hey, I'm paying an IOTA, and they're like, what's an IOTA? So there may be some even internal talks, whatever you kind of want to call them, with actual people who are running the infrastructure for the highways and stuff like that, as far as like actual integration. Also being paid to give your data to let other people know if there are potholes or congestion is absolutely completely insane. If you want to talk about being able to flip from neutral, not really caring, to like almost bullish on IOTA, that's insane. If we have any type of confirmation, and I will, how do I put this into words? Just this news alone, not financial advice, makes me want to actually go buy some IOTA myself, not even joking. If we get any type of confirmation that the other, at least, let's say even of the other 20-something companies who they partnered with over the course of 2018, even if 10 of them come forward and announce, well, we've been testing their Tangle, it works great, we're going to be integrating the actual token itself, the price of IOTA is probably going to skyrocket. And if this does work out, which I assume it's going to, especially because we had news a couple of days ago that the IOTA team is actually looking to expand further into America, if we get any indication that IOTA is partnering with Ford, General Motors, or anything along those lines to have some type of integration with their cars, or any, I think I'm jumping a bit too far. I was thinking about Tesla, but I think any type of integration, if they could get, because we also know, for those who don't know, Uber has bought their own self-driving fleet of cars that they're testing this year, and they expect to have them completely rolled out by the end of this year. If we can get the IOTA team to have any, not even major company, just something within the US that has like a self-driving automated blah 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 car system where they're going to be using the Tango and also more so the token, I would flip extremely bullish on IOTA. Just even this news right here, the fact that we know that this is going to happen is insane. And also, I guess I even forgot about the price pump. The price is actually up by, last time I checked, it was up by around 20%. Totally fine. That's something that it warrants, and this is why I am confused most other times when there are partnerships and people talking about that they're going to be using certain coins and the price doesn't move. It's nice to see that a price actually reacts. Anyway, I think this is absolutely great. I hope that we get more news like this over the coming weeks, not only from IOTA, but also from other cryptocurrency programs, partnerships, and foundations, whatever you kind of want to call them, but also more IOTA news would also be very welcomed. Anyway, yeah, that's incredible. Let's move on. And even also more cooler, speculative, why in the world is this happening news. The Chinese government is purportedly supporting the construction of a blockchain city in the critical shipping lane of the Malaysian Malacca Strait. The development was announced in a press release to Cointelegraph just a couple of days ago. Construction and engineering company China Wuyi and investment software SWT International SDNBHD have jointly launched the Chinese government-backed project aimed at the development of the city of Malacca into a blockchain city called Malacca Straits City. Okay, the founders of the project are planning to raise around 120 million US dollars during the initial stage. Per the release, the entire infrastructure of the city will be based on blockchain technology. Once again, per the release, the entire infrastructure of this new city will be based on a blockchain with a so-called DMI platform offering its native DMI coin. DMI will be used to pay government-based services within the city and features an exchange that will enable Malacca Strait City tourists to exchange their fiat currencies for DMI coins. The project CEO, Lim King Kai, said that our company is using cutting-edge blockchain technologies and integrating those into the traditional industry to make Malaysia a world-class tourist destination. We have the government approval to remediate this land and come up with great plans for the area. China has been expanding its presence in the Pacific region through investments in infrastructure and municipalities over the past 7 years. Money, 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 so and so and so, rich, 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 blah, blah, blah. This is I believe, the second or third time that we have heard of the construction of a blockchain city, air quotes. The other one that we had before that I can remember is the one that's supposed to be happening somewhere in Nevada. Someone bought an enormous amount of land, those like when you see in the movies, it's just like dirt and stuff like that. This person bought up huge acres, tera acres, is that a thing? Huge, massive amount of it. He plans on building his own blockchain city. I'm pretty sure you could find it if you Google blockchain city Nevada. I'm pretty sure you'll find it somewhere around there. The fact that this entire thing is going to be running on blockchain is incredible. I assume that during the initial stages, they may not know it, but I know it. What's going to actually end up happening is while they may be riding the idea of their DMI coin being used around the city and people actually exchanging their fiat currencies for DMI coins, what's going to actually end up happening at some point is that I don't want to say they're going to be forced, but as Bitcoin becomes more of a force, this country city is going to have to start integrating normal cryptocurrencies that we talk about on a daily basis into their actual platforms. And that's where I think things are going to get very interesting. Even more so, just to kind of take a step back, or rather a step forward. The idea is, if you've been into cryptocurrencies for quite a bit of time, you know something called atomic swaps are coming. It's pretty much the idea that you in the future won't even have to use a cryptocurrency exchange or anything else like that. Like if you have Bitcoin and you want to swap into Litecoin because you're in a city that only uses Litecoin, you'll be able to do it directly from your phone or directly without even having to really think about it. You'll simply just kind of put in that payment. The idea of atomic swaps are coming. They have them for already a couple of coins. There have been atomic swaps tested for, I think, Bitcoin and Litecoin and something else, and Bitcoin and some other, I can't remember all the other odd names. They are possible. We know that they're going to be a thing. Probably another 5 years before they're like an actual mainstream thing and you can kind of just swap between them yourselves. So the old days of swapping fiat currencies for anything will be completely gone, especially as I'm pretty sure that these government-backed, central-banked digital currencies are definitely going to be a thing. Very interesting, very bright future. Once again, showing exactly where the entire world is going. We now have multiple blockchain cities that are going to be built. I'm interested to see exactly how long these are going to take to build, especially I kind of want to even look up the one that was happening in Nevada to see exactly how far along that's going, because I assume other countries will eventually take notice and start building their own. Anyway, I thought this was incredibly cool that this is happening. And also, like I said, the speculative side, China bans cryptocurrencies, but they give out cryptocurrency ratings. They had a thing last year where it was like I think a 3-hour long television show that everyone in the country was watching or something like that like explained how great blockchain was. The Chinese government also took Andreas Antonopoulos' book is Mastering Bitcoin, and they changed the word Bitcoin into blockchain, and apparently it's like a really big bestseller in the country as well. Very, very weird. I still think at some point they will allow or adopt cryptocurrencies. Don't know exactly how that's going to work out. But anyway, the point is they understand the money that there is to be made, and this is why they're supporting or helping to build entire blockchain cities. Kind of crazy. Next up, Austria is in the news. The Ministry of Finance in Austria is considering establishing a regulatory sandbox for the fintech industry. This was said by Cointelegraph auf Deutsch just a couple of days ago. The country's finance minister, Hartwig Löger, said that the Fintech Advisory Council, which was formed by the Ministry of Finance last year, will aid in the development of relevant rules to steer the young financial market around digitized financial services, including initial coin offerings and digital currencies to facilitate their growth. State Secretary Hubert Fuchs said, "For some companies in the fintech industry, it is particularly difficult to keep track of all regulatory requirements and developments right from the start. Many of them give up and discard their business models. We want to take countermeasures against this." Can you imagine, and I don't mean this in a mean way, can you imagine the United States government saying something like this, or can you imagine the Fed releasing a statement like this? Can you imagine many other countries releasing a statement that they are sad that other fintech and cryptocurrency companies have been closing their businesses, and they want to take countermeasures against this because they want to facilitate the growth of digital currencies and ICOs within the country? Can you imagine? In the regulatory sandbox, fintech companies will purportedly be able to test and train their business models for a limited period under the supervision of the FMA. The announcement refers to the concept of a regulatory sandbox developed by the Financial Conduct Authority, or the FCA, in the UK, and reveals that an expert from the FCA was therefore also involved in development of the Austrian sandbox. The idea kind of is that you pretty much everything that you do, because cryptocurrencies and the cryptocurrency space and the blockchain space are so insanely new, governments pretty much want to know exactly what's going on. I don't blame them. I mean, I would rather them have sandboxes and kind of sit over your shoulder for 6 months kind of seeing exactly what's going on so that they can get a better understanding of cryptocurrencies, as opposed to outright banning them or trying to retain control of the entire system. Once again, this was the Ministry of Finance in Austria who's thinking, I mean, it's just absolutely incredible how you see how much growth there is in other countries around the cryptocurrency space. I'm interested to see when all of this stuff is finally built and developed in these cities and these so and so and so. I think everything is going to be, I want to say, done by the middle of next summer, not this upcoming summer, rather 2020 summer. Everything should be in place. Everything should have been launched. Everything should have been established. My opinion has always been that I'm waiting for that golden $100,000 Bitcoin. I think that's we're going to see a very quick shift in how the world works. I mean, we already are. This is why, we get, I want to say, droplets. It's more like a bucket of news every single day for the cryptocurrency space. But a lot of times we don't really pay attention to, if we dump all those buckets into a pool, we have multiple swimming pools right now of information of exactly where this space is going. Like, this is no longer something just me and you discussing where we think the space is going to go. It's more like we now have actual countries coming forward talking about this information and building other cities. So the future is very bright. I just kind of want to see exactly how bright it's going to be. But we have about a good year, at least in my opinion, to see exactly where this all goes. Next up, we have people called whale watchers. Not even joking, that is a thing. Pretty much a whale, for those who do not know, is someone it can be for the crypto world or the normal financial world. It's pretty much someone who's very rich, who has a large amount of something. In the cryptocurrency space, is people who have large amounts of Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency. We've been noticing for last week, what ended up happening was that the New York State Attorney General came forward and said that they believe that they see something fraudulent happening between Bitfinex and Tether. And they also claimed that Bitfinex, I think, lost money or something like that, and that they had printed $800 million in Tether to kind of cover their losses, which is a red flag. And since then, the whale watchers have been paying attention to the movements of very large wallets and where they have been going, and apparently a lot of money has flown out of Bitfinex, who is associated with Tether, from their website, and it's pretty much anywhere from 1,500, 13,000 Bitcoin floating around, 14,000 Ether, 14,000, 123,000 Ethereum were taking off of Bitfinex to an unknown wallet, obviously, because we don't know who the wallet belongs to. 121,000 Ether, 180. Someone had 187,000 Ether sitting on Bitfinex. Why they had that much there is anyone's guess. And then around 7.1 million XRP were also transferred from Bitfinex as well. If it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck and sounds like a duck, it is probably a duck. There's something going on. I saw people even yesterday talking about that they believe that the allegations against Bitfinex and Tether are untrue, and I'm like, it's been 2 years. It's 2 years worth of news that every single step of the way, there hasn't been any good news about Tether in 2 years. It's always been something negative, and now we have regulators who are also looking deep into this situation. If they believe that something is going on, it's probably because something is going on and they're trying to find a bit more proof before they release their entire statement. 2 years. I'm going to keep throwing that out there until people get it. There are other crypto exchanges that are not under the allegations of any state or any country that you can use. There are other stable coins. I understand that Tether has the liquidity, but you don't want to lose all of your money because you're betting on the liquidity of a coin that has had problems for 750 something days. Please pay attention to where your money is. And right, let's move on. Next up, Dash is in the news. As reported by Dash News, Dash Text has been launched on the Telegram app after this beta trials that had lasted a few months. The CTO of the service, Lorenzo, said that Telegram seems to be the perfect platform for this integration, since it allows people to use crypto on old or not very powerful smartphones without having to install any special software. I think that is very important. A lot of people, we may take for granted sometimes. I mean, to be fair, my phone is like, I think 229 euros. Anyway, a lot of people take for granted the phones that we have, depending on which phone that, you know, whatever the case might be. There are a lot of people who do still use older phones and may not have the coolest, sleekest, fastest, amazingest smartphone in the entire world. So I think a lot of people, when they are releasing these wallets and stuff like that, they lose track of the fact that a lot of people don't have a lot of money and they may still have older models of phones. And this is why I think the integration of being able to text cryptocurrencies is incredibly interesting. And also the idea that not even the idea, I think the satellite that was launched that has I think the Lightning Network into it, or I can't remember exactly what it is. It's something with Bitcoin. Can't remember exactly what it is, but these are going to become more popular as time goes on because these help other people who are in other countries who may not have access to some of the latest and greatest phones to be able to still be involved in the cryptocurrency space. It's very, very cool. They said Telegram is so simple that anyone can use Dash Text through it, even if they have no idea how crypto works. Thus, Telegram makes it easy for introducing new users into Dash. Last year, we had a very interesting situation where, and this is once again why I don't want to use the word praised, why I exalted. I liked IOTA last year because they were focusing on a market that no one else was focusing on, and it was pretty much like the automotive industry. No one thought of that. No one thought of electronics. Everyone was trying to just build up their cryptocurrency space and talk about partnerships that weren't really partnerships. That is not to IOTA. I mean, like another coin. The Dash team decided to go to South America because of what was happening in Venezuela, and they actually ended up doing something. They were finding ways to let people know they had like a huge, not a marketing campaign, but they were letting people pretty much know exactly what Dash was. And Dash was actually started to become integrated into like their supermarkets and their food stores. There's a guy on YouTube, he barely has any views. Like his videos popped up one day and I was watching all of them. And he was going to like KFC and all these other places and they were all accepting Dash. And what was really interesting is that he was showing that these stores and these places were actually accepting Dash as a form of currency. And he was asking the people in the store, he was like, can I pay you in cash? And they were like, no, we don't take cash anymore because you know, you need a bag plastic bag full of money in order to be able to buy a cheeseburger, and he was like, what can I pay with card? And they were showing their card machines, and their card machines weren't working. The only thing that was working was the actual cryptocurrency machines, which are completely insane because this guy, he was just scanning his phone to someone else's phone, and then it was working this way, and this is how he was eating. It was completely insane. So this is why I think that is very smart what Dash has done. I hope that they continue. I myself do not own any Dash. I'm probably not going to own any Dash simply because for investment reasons, I stay away from coins typically that are private transaction based, if I can kind of say that, but I still commend them regardless for exactly what they're doing. There was something over here, they're talking about how it works, SMS, blah, 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 blah. Apparently, they tried to get Dash integrated into WhatsApp. They were rejected, and a lot of people think that the rejection is due to the fact that the Facebook coin is, I think, going to be launched relatively soon. We had news from the Facebook team that they were, first of all, it was like, is Facebook launching a coin? And then they were like, yeah, we're launching a coin. And people believe that it's going to be integrated into WhatsApp first as like not a test thing, because Facebook is larger than WhatsApp. So they kind of want to make sure that it doesn't slow things down, doesn't not work. I don't really know how to put that into a sentence. The point is, they're going to do WhatsApp first. Therefore, this is why Dash was rejected, because Facebook wants all the profit for themselves. It's understandable. It's money. We get it. Got it. Good. But yeah, I think according to the news that we had in March, I think they said by May that the Facebook coin was supposed to kind of be out there. I guess this may be the first platform that is actually going to be launched on within WhatsApp. And then I assume it'll probably be on Instagram as well, which would be interesting. I want to see exactly how that works out. And then also on the third platform, which would be Facebook, which is the head honcho of all of it. Anyway, the point is, Dash is now on Telegram, which I think Telegram also has their own cryptocurrency. Maybe they're just a bit more open to the idea of having multiple currencies on their platform. Anyway, let's move on. To kind of finish things off, Ethereum developers announced today, or rather the other day, that funding has been approved to audit the hotly contested code change known as Progressive Proof of Work, or ProgPoW. Since February, developers have been gathering the funds necessary to back a third-party audit of the ProgPoW code. Today, during a weekly meeting, it was announced that the targeted amount of 50,000 DAI, roughly around $50,000 US, has been fully met through crowdfunding donations and open-source bounty platform known as Gitcoin, as well as other unnamed sources from the community. The aim of this audit, as stated by the Ethereum Foundation community relations manager Hudson Jameson in a blog post, is to examine the expected effect of the progressive proof of work on the security of Ethereum, as well as on Ethereum's mining landscape as a whole. The proposed code change would essentially make it more difficult for specialized hardware to mine on Ethereum, which would effectively box out the ecosystem's GPU-based industry. Estimates show that mining rewards gained on the $16 billion blockchain presently are about $700 million US annually. But progressive proof of work activated on the Ethereum network, the efficiency gains of an Ethereum miner using an ASIC machine versus a comparatively lower cost general purpose computer, also called a GPU, would be much smaller and result in more equal competition for mining rewards on the network. For people who have no idea what in the world I was just talking about, there's something that's happening in the cryptocurrency space where these things called ASICs, where's the word ASIC right here, are extremely powerful when it comes to mining cryptocurrencies. The idea is that everyone should be able to have an equal and fair chance to be able to mine cryptocurrencies as they see fit, whether that be with an ASIC, whether that be with a GPU, whether that be with a blah, 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 whatever the case might be. Part of the problem is that ASICs have been taking over the world, and people who are using ASICs have a much higher profit than they would as simply using your normal computer. So, Ethereum and about 8 other coins are trying to not block out ASICs per se, but they're trying to make it so that it's in a more leveled playing field for people who are using just normal graphics cards on their normal computer to be able to mine Ethereum themselves. And this is also why we're seeing a move for many systems. I guess in this instance, we're talking about Ethereum to move over at least halfway from proof of work over to proof of stake so that You yourself, with a normal computer, don't need tons of hardware. You can simply just have a certain amount of Ethereum, and you can be able to mine Ethereum yourself when they are finally using proof of stake. So it's pretty much, they're trying to make it so that it's easier for everybody. There's a lot of people who contest this. There are a lot of people who think that this is unfair, that in a decentralized world or community, if you got it, flaunt it. That's not what I wanted to say. It's more like a you can't tell people that they can't do things in a decentralized world. That's kind of the way you know that their idea is. But on the other hand, people are saying in a decentralized world, things should be easy for everyone. You shouldn't just be able to throw out $1 million, buy 30,000 computers, and kind of be that, you know, the it on the network and kind of control everything. So depending on where you stand on crypto politics, kind of is what it is. I do support it being easier for normal everyday people to be able to mine. This is why I like proof of stake. This is why I like things like this, where people, you know, you should be able to buy a new computer. It should cost $300, and you should be able to mine cryptocurrencies with it, as you should be also part of the actual network. Securing the network, you'll be a miner. You'll be able to also receive a reward for keeping the network safe. I think that's absolutely wonderful. I commend, you know, very rich people for securing the network as it is right now, but this is why I like the idea of being able to run nodes, and also being a I can't even think of the word right now. You know, running a full node on the Lightning Network. I like the idea of this. I like the expansion. I like for normal people to be able to expand the network, and also to be able to be paid for it and receive a passive income from doing so. I think myself that is very important for the growth of the cryptocurrency space. At the moment, prices aren't doing too bad. Bitcoin was 5,300 yesterday. I think it was 5,350. The 24-hour high was 5,390. So we're only 200, give or take, away from the 5,500 where we were before. Depending on who you ask, depending on who you talk to, because Bitcoin is such in a tight range right now. Once again, we're getting those people talking about that Bitcoin is at a pivotal moment. It's either gonna go up or it's either gonna go down. People are calling because of the entire Bitfinex Tether fiasco. It's really weird how bearish people can get from 1 second to the next. I don't know what's going on in their lives, but we have people calling for a $4,000 Bitcoin because of the whole Bitfinex Tether thing. But part of the issue is that the market didn't really react as strongly as analysts were thinking that it was going to react. A lot of people were saying that the moment that we got the Bitfinex Tether news, people were expecting a fall to around 4,600, 4,500. That didn't happen, and we've been steadily going. We were at 5,200, now we're at 5,300. So the price is actually kind of going up a little tiny bit as opposed to going down. I want to understand why people become so bearish so quickly. I think bearish news sells. I think that fear sells, and I think a lot of people in the cryptocurrency space who are technical analysis, technical so-and-so, showing all the charts, I think they live for the fear. And I don't mean that to disregard anyone's charts. Their charts may be completely insanely correct. We'll see in 2 years when we look back at everything. But because we have about 38 people screaming at the top of their lungs that Bitcoin is either going to 800 or going to 50,000, and there's a whole wide spectrum of all of these people, no one can know for sure. No one knows for sure where the market is going to go. No one expected a couple of days ago that the New York District Attorney or whoever it was going to announce something about Tether. That was in no one's minds. No one knows where the market is going. It's far too unpredictable at the moment. Anyway, the point is, people believe that we are either at one of those moments where we're going to shoot up or shoot down. The fundamentals, the actual usage of Bitcoin is at an all-time high. People are turning back on their mining machines. We know that this is going to be integrated into the world systems very, very soon. We have all these governments talking about that they're mining it, speculation that they're buying it. If Bitcoin goes back down to 4,200, in my opinion, it'll be because there are whales out there who are trying to push the price lower to get you to sell so that they can accumulate more. There's no reason for Bitcoin to be anywhere below $10,000 right now. No reason. Zero. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all are having a great day. I actually want to see IOTA's price. Where's IOTA? It is up 22%. Look at that jump right there. That is a normal jump. When you get news that you have a partnership and they're going to be using your coin, this is the kind of jump you should be having on your price. 22% is absolutely wonderful. I would love, and this is just me, by the end of this day, if IOTA can go up so much that it can actually pass by SV, think that would make my birthday. It's not my birthday, but that would make my birthday. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening. Wherever you are, wherever you might be, I hope it's absolutely fantabulous. Thank you all once again for watching and listening. I'm expecting good things this week. I have a little like inkling that something really weird is going to happen. And I don't mean something negative. I mean like kind of like a left field, a left curve. Something's going to happen. And I don't know if it's going to take us by surprise or kind of shock the market. It's something I woke up with. Who knows? I just could be insane. Thank you all once again for watching and listening. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. They are Professor Wally from Gunbot University, S.C. Verzely Fine Art, Brady Niels, L. Doug, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, Shaolin Fried Rice, Galaboa Snake, Crypto Joe, Carl Birchenoff, singer-songwriter Mike, Savitz, Rai Rai, Yasha Harari, Amy Starsheen, Jeffrey Ramsey, Crypnotic, Crypto Artist, Coldy 3D, Nicholas, One Earth, One Piece, One Love, Setsuna, Nick Kanaya, Richie Rich III, RF Dusty, Cody, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Jeremy Fox, Jim Gardner, Minting Coins, Arthur Yaku, Nick Mangelavori, and Anthony Charles. Thank you all an immense amount for your generosity and your support. I appreciate every single one of you. You're all awesome. Thank you once again for all the support. And yeah, I'll talk to you all soon. See you.